So, hi guys, niaje wase. I hope mnaendelea kukua salama and that God keeps you safe during this time and that you continue to be useful wherever you are. One of the challenges, however, of having so much free time that we never planned for is that we can easily start forming sinful habits during this time to help us get through the season. But I want us to think of 3 things that can help us get through this season of staying at home while we are staying pure. 3 things. Number 1 is that God has promised to never leave us nor forsake us. And what this means for us as Christians is that we do not have to turn to sin when things get hard. So when you're feeling anxious, when you're afraid, you do not have to form sinful habits. When you're afraid and anxious, don't turn to sin. No, God has said, I will never leave you guys. I will never forsake you. So what we know we can do is that we can call out to God, express to Him our fear, our anxiety, and all the things that we are afraid of, and all the things that are giving us trouble, and trust that He who is with us will help us. God is always looking for those who have set their hearts to please Him, so that He may be able to help Him. So be encouraged. One way to get through this season while staying pure at home is to continue to trust the promise of God and to put it to work by turning to Him as our refuge in this time. Secondly, is to remember the warning against laziness for Christians that we find in the Bible. If we do not find something to do with our hands and with our feet and with our brains, you're going to have a lot of energy mentally and physically that is not being used. And most likely the place that is going to end up is that it's going to end up in us sinning. So for the sake of your soul, guys, for the sake of staying pure, find something to do. Read a book, write a business idea, write a song, write a movie, whatever you do. Find something to do with your hands and with your feet and with your brain that will help you to stay away from sin. And finally, I would like to remind us of a warning that is found in Hebrews chapter 12 verse 14 that tells us this: strive for peace with everyone and for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. I want to see God, and I want you to also see God. But the Bible is warning us the only way you're going to see God is if you're walking in holiness. And so, guys, for the sake of seeing God, the goal of us seeing God is worth the cost of us saying no to sin. So say no to sin. Strive for the holiness without which I cannot see the Lord. You cannot see the Lord. Let us run with endurance this race, chasing after holiness every day, that we may get to see the God that loved us so much and who has given us the ability and the grace to love Him back. So guys, how do we stay pure while we are here at home? 3 things that can help us. 1 is that we remember that God is always there to help us. He will never leave us nor forsake us. Secondly, staying away from laziness. And finally, us chasing after holiness, knowing that if you're going to see God, we're going to run after holiness. And God is going to give us the grace by His Spirit through His Word to do these things. So let us run after God. Let us chase after God. Let us stay pure while we are at home. God will enable us by His grace. Grace and peace to you guys.